Why would a star have a name? Why would God name it Wormwood? And what does that name mean? Some people think Wormwood is a comet. Others say it's a nuclear bomb. Some believe it's a symbol. Others think it's a literal object that will strike the Earth. But there's something deeper going on here. The third trumpet judgment is like the second, except it affects the world's freshwater lakes and rivers instead of the oceans. Wormwood, Artemisia absinthium, is a shrub-like plant known for its extreme bitterness and poisonous properties in botany. Wormwood is a real plant. It's bitter. So bitter it leaves your mouth dry. So bitter that even animals won't eat it. In ancient times, it was a symbol of pain, poison, and judgment. Not healing, not hope, just bitterness. But here's the thing. In the Bible, wormwood never just stays as a plant. It becomes a spiritual symbol. It stands for what happens when people turn their backs on God. When they say, "We don't need you." When they chase after idols. When they twist the truth. When they walk in sin and refuse to repent. That's when wormwood shows up. Not to cleanse, but to curse. And now, the mystery deepens. Why would a star be named after a bitter plant? Why would a burning object falling from the heavens be called wormwood? Let's pause here, because this is where the prophecy gets personal. Open loop, could wormwood be more than something that crashes into Earth? Where wormwood appears right after people refuse to listen? When warnings are ignored? When truth is rejected? When mercy is trampled? We don't just see it once. We see it over and over and over. In Deuteronomy, God warns of wormwood when his people choose idols. In Jeremiah, wormwood is fed to a nation that refused to repent. In Lamentations, the city that once stood tall is now drinking wormwood in sorrow. And finally, in Revelation, the star named Wormwood poisons the waters. And many people die. This isn't just a one-time event. This is a pattern. God warns. People ignore. Bitterness follows. And when wormwood comes, it comes with a message. You would not drink living water, so now you will taste bitterness. But here's what makes it even more terrifying. Wormwood doesn't always look bitter at first. That's the trap. The plant has green leaves. It grows quietly. It spreads slowly, just like sin. Proverbs 5:3 says, "The lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, but her end is bitter as wormwood." It starts sweet, but ends in pain. Could this be why so many people don't realize they're being poisoned spiritually? Until it's too late? So what is wormwood? It's not just a star, not just a plant. It's a judgment, a warning, a symbol. This is divine judgment. Is wormwood a literal star? Some say yes. They say it could be a comet or meteor with poison in its core, like cyanide. Others say it's radiation from a nuclear disaster. Fun fact, after the Chernobyl explosion in 1986, people noticed something strange. The Ukrainian word for wormwood is Chernobyl. Could that have been a preview? A warning? Something God allowed to show us what's coming? We don't know for sure. But here's what we do know. This prophecy is still ahead. And it will be far worse than Chernobyl ever was. Already happened in spirit. But could this star already be heading toward Earth? Right now.